Hey guys, welcome to Vehicle Visionary. Today I've borrowed this 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250 from my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Shreveport, and you might notice that this one looks a lot more sporty than the average GLA, and there's a reason for that. The exterior color on this model is called denim blue, and we'll take a look at the interior real quick on the inside here. It is black with Dynamica, which that's going to be the accents here as far as the contrast red stitching. Just a very nice and neat, clean looking interior. But as you'll notice, it does look a lot more sporty. The other GLA 250s I've featured on my YouTube channel didn't quite look this racy. Very similar to the GLA 35 that we featured quite a few videos ago. But here's what it is that sets this model apart from others. You've got the diamond block grille. You also have the black trim around the grille, in addition to the black mirror caps and also the black trim around the windows. Got the AMG body styling on this particular model to make it look more racy, and the 20-inch multi-spoke AMG wheels. Just overall a very sporty looking model for under $47,000. Not too bad if you're looking to get into a Mercedes-Benz for the first time and maybe you don't want to go as high as some of the models go. This would definitely be a good model to take a look at. Of course, we'll take a quick look here at the front end. Nice styling on the headlights, and just a better look here at that diamond block grille. Very nice looking. And while these are not functional right here, it does give the impression of having the vents right there, and of course the lower grille as well. What about what's under the hood? Let's pop that and take a look. And here's what's going to motivate this GLA to get down the road. The 2-liter 4-cylinder. It is a turbocharged motor, 221 horsepower and 258 foot-pounds of torque. Everything is put to the ground through an 8-speed automatic transmission. And as you can see on the screen, I'm just showing all the numbers, including gas mileage. And as always, when you have the smaller motor, the numbers are going to go down on the size of the engine, but up when it comes to your gas mileage. And of course, you do have a power rear liftgate, multiple options for opening that, including using the remote. There's an interior button, or you can just use the option I just did right there. And of course, before I show you how to maximize your cargo space, I'll just show you what's under the floor right here, because I know a lot of people always ask me to do that. Now, as far as lowering the rear seats, we'll take a look here in the rear. It'll be very easy to show you what to do. This little strap right here, you're going to pull on that, and as you can see, the seats will come down. Now, I can't get that seat all the way down just because of the fact that the front seat is a little too far back. Now, in the addition of being able to lower the rear seats here, if you just want to lower the center seat, let's see if I can give you a good view of what's there. There's a little button right there that I just pushed right there that allows you to use that as a pass-through. And of course, when it comes to lowering the rear liftgate, you do have a couple of buttons right here that you can use for either just lowering the liftgate or lowering the liftgate and locking the doors at the same time. And by the way, these seats back here are adjustable forward and backwards. Let's see if we can get down here and show you where the adjustment is for that. So they are manually adjustable, but they are adjustable nonetheless. Quick look at the doors here in the rear. You do have cargo nets here on the rear, not map pockets, but basically kind of little, I'll call them cargo nets or map nets maybe, I don't know. But I'll give you a better look there at the panoramic sunroof. As I was mentioning earlier, I did open the shade on that so you can see that. Of course, you've got your dual air conditioning vents, and right here you've got a couple of USB ports, and you have a power outlet there as well if you wish to take advantage of that. And just a quick look into the front seat before we actually hop up there and begin taking a look around. Just a quick look around to see what you have here. Of course, here are your seat adjustments. You also have memory, 3 settings for seat memory right there. And we'll just take a quick look here. Like I said, you do have that Dynamica with the black interior. And just a quick look at the design, the overall design here. I've got a bottle sitting there in the cup holders, but as you can see, here are your adjustments. Got your trackpad right there and this is basically, if you wonder what that is, that's for resting your hand on to kind of make it a little bit easier to use that. I'll show you a little bit more about that in just a second. And just a quick look here at the driver's side door. Basically the same thing with a couple of additions that you would have for the passenger side. And by the way, these front seats are heated only, not cooled, but heated. And you do have an adjustable steering wheel, tilt and telescopically adjustable. We'll hop inside here. This model does come, of course, with two 10.25-inch touch screens. And I will hit the button here to start everything up, get the ignition going, and give you a look around at what the instrument cluster looks like. Of course, this is a touch screen, the MBUX system. So if you don't want to use the trackpad, you don't have to, but it is optional, an option that's available if you want to. You can also use what I call the mini trackpads here on the steering wheel, as you can see. Kind of give you a good look at what I'm doing right there. And you can do the same thing here on the left-hand side. We'll just hit home right there, hit back, and go and look through everything that you have available here. Basically the same thing that's on the center screen, with one exception, which is right here. You can change the overall look of the instrument cluster depending on what you want that to look like. And I'll just change that real quick so you can see how to do that. Very, very easy. And if you want to go back and just do that one more time, we'll hit that and we'll go to Sport, which I believe is what it was set on in the first place. And you can go in and change. What I've done is, I'm just gonna, let me go back. I'll show you how I did that. Just so you know, I just scrolled over and now I am on where the tachometer would be on the right-hand side. And what I'm doing is simply scrolling up or down. And as you can see, there's several different options depending on what you want to see right there. And you can do the same thing with the speedometer as well, just so you can see some of your options as to what is available. And of course, doing all of that through the steering wheel mounted controls, as you can see, everything you would expect there. You do have paddle shifters here, and we'll look a little bit more at the modes that are available for driving this model, depending on what your desires are, in just a little while. And as you can see you do have interior lighting, ambient lighting right there. Of course, with these air conditioning vents right here, of course, right underneath, all the controls for your dual zone climate control. And you can sync those two together right there if you want to make sure that when you adjust the temperature on one side, it adjusts on both to the same temperature, depending on what you want to do. There are your cup holders, another USB port, 12-volt power outlet. And even though this model doesn't have wireless charging, if it did, that's where it would be located. And of course, everything you would expect here. You can toggle through the different modes here depending on what you want to drive in, and we'll look at that a little more closely later on and show you how to make that very easy to really customize in a multitude of ways. And here are the Bombay doors with the center console, another USB right there. Quite a few USB ports in this model. Okay guys, and just surfing through a couple of the options that you have available here on your screen, just so you can see what all is there. And we're going to go to vehicle, just so you can kind of see a little bit more. Quite a few nice features here. A lot of things you can customize as far as if you want to change a setting, say on brake assist, and I'm just going to do that with my finger. You can change how it works, whether it's early, medium, late, or you can even turn that all the way off if you want to. But one of the things I really like here, we're going to go to vehicle, hit that, and then you have dynamic select. We're going to click on dynamic select right there, and individual configuration. And here's the thing I really like about this. You can choose different driving modes basically for everything. If you want to use sport for drive, but then go to ESP and use comfort, well, as you can see, you can actually click on that and then you are set. So basically, depending on how you want the vehicle to ride, how you want the vehicle to steer, and how you want it to drive, you can set that up individually. And let me hit this right here, show you all the different driving modes. Of course, you have individual, as I was showing you, sport, comfort, and eco. Quite a few nice features here. And of course, if you want to go, we'll go back to vehicle here. And let's just go back. I'm going to go up to light, and of course you can go over here and change your ambient lighting. Let's see, let's get back over there. Here we go. You can change the color, which is very easy to do. You have a couple of different options on that, but if you want to just work your way around on the selection right here, 64 different colors, and I know it's probably hard to see right now because it's so bright out here. Try and get you a good color right there that might show up a little bit better, even though it's a little bit on the bright side outside today, just where we're shooting the video. But as you can see, that option is there as well, and you can change the brightness. This is not actually as bright as it can be, so let's change the brightness, and we'll go back to color. And now maybe you'll be able to see it a little bit better. We'll go to a blue. Blues usually show up pretty well no matter what. As you can see, that does show up pretty well. Hopefully it shows up well for you on the screen. And of course, even though this is not the highest horsepower model that you can get, let's take it out on the test drive and see how it handles. All right, guys, we're gonna get out here on our test drive and just kind of do a little bit of an acceleration test. As you could hear, it actually spun the tires a little bit there. Having a little bit of fun here, just getting on the pedal just a little bit. But I'll tell you what, with that 221 horsepower and 258 foot-pounds of torque to this, putting the power to the ground through that 8-speed transmission, I am actually very, very impressed at how well this little model accelerates. And one thing I haven't done yet is list all of the safety features that this GLA 250 has. So I'll list those on the screen for you. And remember, guys, there's always a link in the description of the video to this very vehicle on the Mercedes-Benz of Shreveport website. Now, if you happen to go there and it goes straight to inventory, not to this vehicle, that means it's been sold, but you can likely find another one very similar to it on their website. So we're just gonna cruise down the road a little bit here. The ride is good, it's comfortable. It's a little bit firm at the moment because I have everything set to its most aggressive settings, basically, even though there's not a Sport Plus or anything like that. But basically what I've done is I've put everything in sport mode, and I like this because I can get on the brakes a little bit here. There's nobody behind me since that light changed in front of us. And I'm going to tell you what, the brakes grab really well on this model, but I like the fact that when you get on the brakes, which I got on them pretty hard right there, even though they do a fantastic job of stopping the vehicle, it's not overly harsh, if you know what I mean. It's always nice if you ever need to get on the brakes real hard that it doesn't try and put you through the windshield. Some vehicles have such aggressive braking that such a thing can happen. Now, one thing about this, and I'm just going to take back off one more time. The thing actually did spin the tires taking off, and we're just going to have a little fun cruising down the road here for a second. Wow, I'm really amazed. It actually spun the tires when we left the red light right there. In fact, you might have been able to hear my camera that's sitting in the rear cargo area kind of rolling around back there. But anyway, before I was distracted by that little opportunity, one thing I will tell you about, just so you know that it's here, is that you've got the push button start to turn the engine on and off, or just to turn the ignition off if you need to do that. And right beneath that is a button for the auto stop start feature. And I like to turn that off. For one reason, it's just more convenient. I'm gonna dive on the brakes just a little bit here as we go into this corner. I'm not gonna take this corner super fast because I don't know what's around the corner here. We'll just take a quick change in the lanes here and keep accelerating. But if you turn that off, that's actually a good thing because you're gonna save your starter that way. One of the things I do want to touch on here as far as this model goes is the fact that if you go in to individual, as I showed you on the screen earlier, and you change whether it's the steering, the way the car drives, the way it rides, all that to whatever you want it to be, when you stop somewhere and you turn the engine off, turn the ignition off, when you restart the vehicle, you don't have to reset anything. It's going to maintain whatever settings you put in until you change them again yourself. That is an A+. And of course, you can ask Mercedes a lot of different questions, and I'll just give you a quick example. Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
How much gas do I have left?
You can still drive 93 miles.
And that's just one of the questions you can ask. You can ask where restaurants are or what kind of restaurants are in the immediate area. A lot of different things. It's very user-friendly, and I really like the functionality that's built in here. Very interactive, and very, very adaptive to what you want it to be. You can basically customize it however you want in a multitude of different ways. So I gotta say a special thanks to my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Shreveport for loaning me this GLA 250 for the day. And of course, thanks to all of you who are kind enough to take the time to watch my videos. I really appreciate the support, guys. Y'all are like a big family to me. It means a lot. So thanks for taking the time to watch and share these videos and leave comments and all that good stuff. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have a great day. See you next time.